That's ridiculous. Okay, y'all gotta come back. Come back to my room. Come back to my room. Cause I'm back alive. Well, while I'm waiting on y'all to come back, I'm gonna eat a piece of this fish sandwich that my hubby went and got for me. I got a nice fish sandwich right here. Filet of fish from McDonald's. Extra tartar sauce. I'm gonna need all y'all to come back to my room. Y'all back? Because I don't know what happened. I think y'all back because I'm seeing numbers popping up on my phone. Hey, y'all can see me now. Y'all can see me now. Look what I got. I got a double filet from McDonald's, piece of cheese, and some tartar sauce. All right, let me finish telling y'all the story. My food ain't cold, heifer. So her baby was like in the car and she was like, Nana, she was like, Nana dying. Nana dying. And Beth was like, what? What'd you say, Malia? She said, fake food. Mackenzie said it's fake food. She said, Nana dying. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy. Hey, Jay. And she was right. She's psychic. Then her daddy got sick one night out of nowhere, and he's never sick. And the baby, Beth's daddy. Oh, Beth's daddy, not Malia's daddy. You're the papa. My husband got sick, and the baby said some stuff too. So it's like, this baby been here before. Okay. Hi. So y'all wasn't in my last live, and I came to this live, and I was on other live for like 50 minutes talking to everybody, and I was telling everybody that I just got some new teeth today. Yes, and I got my eyebrows done. Mama Kathy look good today, y'all. She do. And I'm going to tell you, I was born, see, I don't know how old you is, Short Peaches, I don't know how old you is, but I'm 53, right? And back when I was a little girl, my mom said that I was born with a veil. You 32? It's almost the same age as, I think you're the same age as Beth. McDonald's food is fake. They exposed them on TikTok. Well, don't tell me that when I'm about to eat a piece of fish sandwich from there. Dang. You just blew my high. My food high. Listen. My mom said I was born with a veil over my eye. And so, it's okay, girl. I'm going to eat this piece of fish sandwich anyway. You and Pete got the same age, Beth? You 32? Damn. So Daniel 31? Y'all making me old. I had them kids when I was young. Because my oldest is... I ain't going to tell y'all how old my oldest is. I ain't gonna even say it. How old is Damien? 41, 40, 33, 32. Damn, Beth, I'm been old. Okay, so here we go, y'all. This is the test, okay? The oldest is 41, damn it. And how old am I? I'm about to be 54. Ha. Okay. Oh, I just celebrated my 36th wedding anniversary, y'all. We've been married for 36 years. And we are going to be together for longer than that. 36 years of marriage. Somebody say congratulations, amen. I fell in love with the love of my life when I was young. And I still got him. And guess what? He still loves me. Now, here's the test to see if these new dentures win my birthday or win Short Peach's birthday. Thank you, Jay. February 4. Ooh, you and Beth born in the same month. Beth, tell her what yours is. I'm telling you before you can type it. Beth birthday February. When is your birthday, Beth? February what? February 16th. You got about 12 days. Thank you. I'm so dumb. I made plans and went to the cabin for a whole week and forgot our anniversary was coming up. Uh-oh, Chrissy's on the 5th of February. Yeah, Aquarius. Beth had her daughter today. Beth a selfish bitch. They asked Beth if she wanted to have her baby on February 16th. Beth was like, hell no. She's like, no. I want my birthday to myself. You know what she told her? She was like, yeah, Beth, you selfish as hell. She told that doctor, no, I'll get her out now because I want my birthday to myself. So Beth's oldest daughter, birthday is February 15th. I know that's what you said. I ain't gonna never forget that. That was some funny shit. I laughed. The doctor did too. Okay. All right, y'all. So this is the test of the new teeth. They work pretty good. Excuse that stuff on my mouth. Okay. Don't forget to tell the story about the veil. My sandwich is not nasty. My sandwich tastes good. Okay. I'm going to tell y'all the story about the veil. But first, I'm going to tell y'all that I live in my bedroom. Okay? I have a whole house. I mean, a whole house. From top to the bottom to the basement. Okay? I live in one room. I have a toaster in my room. I have a microwave in my room. I have a refrigerator in my room. I got all type of shit in my room that's supposed to be in a bedroom. It's supposed to be in the kitchen. But I got everything in the kitchen too. But I live in my bedroom. I'm gonna have to move. I'm moving, y'all. I'm moving on June 16th. I'm moving on June 16th, Beth. I'm moving downstairs to the living room. I don't have to stay in my bedroom no more. That's got to stay here. Okay. All right. So, I'm moving downstairs to my living room and get my furniture. Okay. So, I had a veil over my eyes when I was born. And after you're born, the veil is removed. And a person who's born with a veil over their eyes, okay, they see things. So I see spirits, okay? Hey, Alasia, baby. That's Beth's daughter. That's the oldest one. That's the one she didn't want to share her birthday with. Yeah. So, one day I had a doctor's appointment. And my, scared the shit out of me. Well, yeah. I'll tell you. Had a doctor's appointment, so I had to stay home from school. And my mom had to take off work to take me to the doctor. And my great-grandmother, her name was Great-Grandma Knox, right? She was pure Cherokee Indian. She was dying, okay? And when the last week of her life, she converted back to her native tongue. She could only speak her language. She didn't speak English anymore, and she only had one child who knew the language. And he was my uncle, the oldest, I think his name was. And we left my grandma's house, and she was in a bad way. And we went home, and I was in the kitchen, and my mom's bedroom was off of the kitchen. And I would have hated sleeping off of the kitchen because you smell all that food cooking and all that. That would drive me nuts. But anyway, so we took a nap, and I felt something touch me. And I opened up my eyes, and I looked in the kitchen, and I saw my grandma Knox standing in there with a long white dress on and had blue polka dots. And her hair was all the way down. It was beautiful long hair. And I started to scream. My mom woke up, and my mom saw her, and she was fading away. The phone rang.
Don't play with my TV down there.
And the phone rang, and they said that Grandma Knox had just passed away. And I had just saw Grandma Knox in the kitchen, okay? Then, my little brother died. He was 16 months old, and he died. And my cousin, we moved out of the house he had died in, so he had been dead for probably about 2 months. And we moved out of that house that he died in, and we moved around the corner, and this big German Shepherd came in our yard, and he was tearing up the trash. And my cousin, Leonard, took a brick and bashed the dog brains in, right? Out.
My mom said after you get off lock and you call her, she gotta tell you something or something.
Okay. And that night when I went to sleep, this traumatized me for the rest of my life. Hi, I'm all right. How are you, Ted?
Good. I was talking to him.
So, Laisha said, "Hey, Papa."
Hey, lady.
So
Hey, Laisha.
Anyway, dear De Niro said, "Hey, Laisha." So anyway, this traumatized me for life. For life. Even to this day, it traumatized me. And I'm gonna tell you how. I went to sleep that night. Okay, before my little brother died. After my little brother died, and we still lived in the house. We had bunk beds. Me and Maria. I was up. She was down. Something woke me. Something always touching me. Okay, something always got to touch me. Don't touch me. Okay, just show up, but don't touch. Don't even show up anymore, okay? So, something touched me, and I woke up, and on the wall was bigger than life, a shadow of my little brother. And I know you guys in the room probably don't know what this is, but it's called a kimono. And a kimono is a little dress that has a little, kind of like the things we put on our ears with these little masks, and you pull it tight on the bottom. That's what they used to call it back then, kimonos. And so he had on one of those when he had died. And when he came on the wall, he had that on. I was screaming. I was no more than about 2. And I remember this clear as day. I was about 3. And my parents came in there, and there he was on the wall. Needless to say, we moved out of that house because he died in that house. Okay. 2 months later, like I said, my cousin killed the German Shepherd in the yard. Here we go again. Sleep in my room. And I got the cover on me. And something reached over my head, because I was sleeping on the foot of the bed. Something reached over my head and shook me really hard. And I turned around kind of like mad. Like, why are you shaking me that damn hard? And I turned around and looked. It was my little brother standing there in the flesh. And the dog with his brains hanging out his head. I was so scared. I took the cover and I pulled it over my head real tight. And that's summertime. I could barely breathe. That's probably why I got asthma today, because of what happened to me when I was a child. And I pulled the cover over my head, and I was scared. I was terrified. And I was like, God, please make it go away. God, please make it go away. God, please make it go away. In my little kid voice, please make it go away. God, please make it go away. So all the way up until I got with my husband, I slept with the cover over my head, okay? But I'm not the only one. So I think it just, in each family, maybe one kid is born with a veil, and my daughter Yetta from Rush Tribe is born with that veil over her eyes too. But so I'll tell you guys what else happened. So when I got with my husband, I don't care if it was summer, winter, spring, fall, it didn't matter. I never slept with the cover off of me. And back then, we didn't have air conditioners, okay? We maybe had fans, but no air conditioners, and I would be burning up. And then when I got with him and I would sleep with him, I would sleep with my head buried in his back, because I didn't want to look out and see anything out there, because I always saw spirits. Now, this one is going to trip y'all out. Is y'all still here with me? Because I don't see nobody commenting and saying anything. Anybody still in the room? I'm not here by myself. My little counter tell me I got people. Oh, okay. Now I'm finna tell y'all a story that's about to trip y'all the hell out. And y'all gonna be like, Mama Kathy, you lying. But I swear to God on my life, may God strike me dead right now. I'm telling you. This was some scary shit. My husband don't really like to hear me talk about stuff like this. He don't like to hear me talk about it at night. it's not that he's scared, it's just that he don't like to hear it. I was living with his mother, okay? Oh my God. This one effed me up, okay? I had 2 kids at the time. Okay, so he had to, okay, we lived with his mom, and we stayed in her basement, okay? I wasn't even in my 20s. I was still a teenager. And I had 2 kids. Danny would get up and go to work about 6 in the morning. This is when, let me tell y'all, this is when TV still went off. Anybody in the room, answer this question. Do anybody remember when TV used to go off? Because see, TV is 24 hours now. But back when I was like 16, TVs used to still go off. Okay? TVs used to go off. And at nighttime, when the TV go off, it go off for hours. And when you turn the TV on, you just, it plays like an American song. And you have like the flag waving. And that's the only thing you see. Do y'all, anybody know, like, remember that? Anybody old enough in the room to remember that? Well, anyway, so Danny gets up this particular day. I hate this story, but I'm telling anyway. Y'all gonna think I'm crazy, but I'm telling y'all I'm not crazy. I'm telling y'all the truth, okay? So, he get up at 6 o'clock in the morning. He leaves out to go to work. I walk up the basement stairs with him through the house. It's all dark because everybody's still sleeping. And I lock the door behind him. I turn around. I go back downstairs in the basement. And I'm sleeping with my head towards the foot of the bed. And I got the new baby sleeping down there with me. And the other baby was on the other side. And the baby had to be every bit about between 6 weeks old to maybe 9 weeks old. No older than that, okay? So I made sure the baby was okay and everything, and I got in the bed, and like I said, the TV was off, but the TV had went off, but the flag was playing in the little music. So I had this thin blanket, and I told you I sleep with the cover over my head. So it was this thin blanket, and it had little holes in it, so you could see through it. So I pulled it over my head like this, and the baby was laying there. The other baby was there, and I could feel both of them. And I'm laying on my back. And so I'm looking through, and I'm looking at the flag waving on the TV with the little music playing or whatever. Do you remember what the music used to be, Danny, that you used to play with that?
I don't remember that stuff, though.
Okay.
I don't remember
Well,
the music.
anyway, so I'm looking at the TV, I'm looking at the flag waving, and I'm trying to fall back to sleep. Because like I said, it's about 6 in the morning, and I'm trying to fall back to sleep before the babies wake up. And so I'm on my back, and I go to turn over to my right side, okay? When I go to turn over on my right side, I couldn't move. And when I went to go move, now this is about to trip y'all out, and I'm telling y'all the honest God truth. Something said, yibby, yibby, yibby. Just like that. Very angry. So I'm like, what the hell? So I'm like, okay, I know I gotta be half asleep, but no, I ain't just hear that. Why I can't move? So I went to go try to move again, and my body was paralyzed, and I could not move. But every time I tried to move, the thing would say, yibby, 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 right behind my head, right? So, I was so scared. I was terrified, okay? I mean, I was totally terrified. So, only thing that I could move on my body was my eyes. Like, this way, that way, this way, that way. I was stuck in one position. I could not move. And every time I would move my eyes, the thing would come closer to the back of my head. And it felt like I could feel the breath of it on the back of my head. And I felt like it wanted to eat my head. And it was so angry. It was like a demonic spirit. And I'm like, and it would, every time I moved, it would be like, yibby, yibby, yibby. And it was like, and what the fuck is yibby, yibby, yibby? You know what I'm saying? I ain't never heard a language like that. And I guess it's some type of spirit language, but it scared me so bad. So I started to say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Now, he had me in this locked position for over an hour. I'm telling you, it's the honest God truth. It scared me so bad. It traumatized me forever, okay? So, he had me like that for about an hour, and I just started praying. I remember what my mom said, if you get bound by a spirit, say, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want, right? Right, and I was paralyzed by this demon, by this spirit. And so then I just started to fight because, I was like, my baby, what if my baby wakes up, or whatever have you. I was so scared. And I said, what if my baby wake up? And so, the kids, what if they wake up? So, like I said, I was really bound for an hour, and it was like, it was like scary. And I was like, so then I started saying, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He make me lay down in green pastures. And I just started repeating it. So, and I was forcing, and I was going force, and I was going force, and I was going force. And finally, it let me go. It loosed me. Okay, it loosed me. Child, let me tell you, when that damn thing loosed me, I grabbed my baby, I grabbed my other kid, and I ran up them basement stairs screaming for Danny mama. And I told my... Oh, that's crazy, Beth. Yes, Sure Peaches, I'm telling you, it was this craziest shit. I mean, that's the craziest thing that ever happened to me, but that's not the last thing that happened to me, okay? And so, but her house was full of spirits. So I was pregnant with Dochi, okay? I was pregnant with Dochi. I was 9 months pregnant. We had been out all day. His mom lived on the east side of Cleveland, and I lived on the west side of Cleveland. And when you pregnant, you cannot hold your pee. So I was like, Danny, stop at your mama house since we so close, because I gotta pee. So that nothing took long enough to come to the door. So they opened up that door. I said, I gotta pee. Ran through the house. It's dark in the house, but I don't even care, right? I took off, ran up the steps. Whoop, going to the bathroom because I got to pee. It was a lady standing in there in a white dress. Now, check this out. Before Mama Curry bought that house, it was a woman and a daughter who lived there. On Easter Day, they got up, they put on the Easter clothes, they went to church, and they never made it back home. They had a car accident and died. Okay? So, Mama Kirby told me that they spirit felt they still lived in that house. So that's where they came back to, because that was the last place they lived, in that house. And she was standing in the hallway with a white dress on. I turned my ass around, ran back down on stairs, and guess what, y'all? I never used Mama Curry bathroom for 13 years. Dochi was 13 years old when I took my ass back up them steps. I never went back up her steps for 13 years. Okay? Telling you. Then, y'all must be interested in ghost story, because y'all ain't talking. So, I must be interested, y'all, in these girls thing. Let me tell you what happened to me in this very house, in this very room, okay? So, of course, I was sick. I wasn't feeling good, right? So, I'm laying here in this bed, and I don't know, it just was crazy. The bed was on this other side, and I was laying on my left side. And, I was laying on my right side. And I was laying with my face towards the door. And I looked, and I said... I got up on my elbow and I was like, hey, D, how you get in here? Because the bedroom door was still closed and I didn't hear it open. I was sleeping, right? And so I had my head down like this and I was like, hey, D. And then the thing turned around and it looked at me, and then it grew up. So D was like 3. The thing grew up to like 12. And it looked at me and it had a monster type face, right? Man, I got the hell out this room. Shit scared me, right? So then, about a month later, I'm laying in the bed, and I'm laying on my left side, and I had the cover tucked underneath my body. I always, you see how this drawer is open right here? Y'all see how this drawer is open right here by my, y'all see how this drawer is open right here by my bed? Well, that's how, let me see what Beth said. Girl, I'm telling you, um, this drawer was open by my bed, right? And my face was right here at this point. It's a point to my drawer, right? And I had all my medicines in the drawer. So it's always open. And I was laying there and had the cover tucked under me, right? And so something touched me. And I woke up and I was trying to see who it was. Hey, Jordan. And I was trying to see who it was. And I couldn't move. I was paralyzed. And I was like, unloose me. Unloose me. I knew immediately what was going on. I was like, unloose me. Unbound me. It had me bound. It had me bound. I know, right? It had me bound. And so I was like, unloose me. In the name of God, unloose me. Then I started saying, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. I went through the whole verse. And then I just kept saying, the Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Unloose me. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Unloose me. And as I'm doing this, I'm fighting with all my strength. Do you know that damn thing unloosed me? And when he unloosed me, because I was struggling so hard with him to get a loose from him, that I went to fly out the damn bed. But remember, the cover was underneath me, right? And when I was coming out the bed, guess where my face was at? Right on the point. And it would have hit me right in my temple, okay? Because that's the way it was when I was coming out that bed. So thank God the bottom part of my body came off the bed, but my top part didn't. If it had a, it would have hurt me seriously. I got on the phone and I called my nephew. He's a minister. And I was telling him what was going on. And I told him what happened with the little kid. Okay? And he said that with the little kid, he called his pastor, his head pastor. And his head pastor told him that he needs to immediately come to my house and bless my house. He said, but the little boy that I saw, don't worry about that. That just meant me. And it was so strange because me and Ronald was just talking about something with generations. I can't remember what we were saying, but the pastor, the head pastor said, don't let that tear her. Don't let that scare her. That's just something going on with the generation. Okay. So I don't know to this day what that means, but he said something is going on with this generation in her family. And then my nephew came over here. He blessed the whole entire house. He blessed the windows. He blessed the doors. He blessed us. And then I didn't have no more problems after that seeing anything in this house. Then I started having like a lot of negative energy in my house. So then I got some olive oil and I put it in a cup and I said the 23rd Psalm over it. And then I blessed my own house. And so then after that, my house started to feel at peace. Okay. But I'm telling you, me and my husband, I'm taking you back a ways to tell you. Remember I told you that Yetta from Rush Tribe had a veil over her eyes also? Well, we bought this house on the east side of Cleveland. It's over in the Harvard area. If any of y'all over here, if any of y'all live by in Cleveland, y'all don't know what a Harvard area is. It's close to the suburbs, and it was really nice over there. And me and my husband had to leave for work before the children had to leave out of school, leave out the house to go to school.
Oh, your mama talking about?
The same color as my heat.
Oh, she coming to get you today?
No, tomorrow she said she gonna call in and tell her. I said I wanted to go home on Monday with Berra go.
What does the say? What that mean? Shut up, Beth.
Just a little.
You eat it then.
Huh?
So anyway,
Why
let
she
me
want
tell
the
y'all
mama
about
to
Rush
call her?
Tribe.
Because she wanted to talk to me. Or
What does that
Oh.
mean about the same color as the heat though? What do you mean by that? Because you may be telling me something I need to know. The same color as your heat. What does that mean, Jordan? You can explain why I tell the story about Yetta. So anyway, Quita and Yetta slept in the room together, okay? I think Beth slept in that room too. Yeah, Beth slept in the room with them too. So they had bunk beds and then they had a love seat in their room because they had a pretty big room. And Yetta said, Mommy. And I was like, well, Yetta had to be every bit about 8. And she was like, Mommy, I don't like sleeping in that room. And I was like, why? She said, because the Marian people keep coming. And I was like, the Marian people? What do you mean Marian people? It was the best way that she could describe it. It was a man. She said it was a mommy and a daddy. The mommy had on a white dress. And it seemed like all these stories, a woman have on a white dress. So I don't know if that represents anything. Because I never wanted to get into trying to figure out what it mean. What she say? She was like, bruh took one bite. I bet it was a okay sandwich. Yeah, it was okay. She said the lady had on a white dress, the man had on a black suit, and the little girl had on a white dress, and the little boy had on a suit. And he said that the mother and the father would be in the room, and then it said, and the little boy and the girl would jump on the couch, and they would wake her up every night. And she was scared. She didn't want to be in the room with the Marian people. Okay. So I was like, okay, whatever, blowing her off, even though I shouldn't have blew her off because what I have been through my whole entire life, ever since I was like 3, I should have never blew her off, but I did. So, and anyway, now me and my husband